Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. When a man sees a woman, he notices her beauty. But when he feels a woman, he becomes addicted to her soul. A lot of women think a man only wants looks. No, baby. A man gets addicted when you touch his heart in ways nobody else can. Feminine confidence is the kind of power that doesn't need noise to be felt. It's the way a woman carries herself when she walks into a room, knowing that she doesn't have to compete with anyone because she believes in her own unique shine. Confidence isn't about having the perfect body or the perfect life. It's about knowing that even with your flaws, you are still worthy of love, respect, and admiration. A confident woman understands her value so deeply that she refuses to let anyone treat her like she's ordinary. She knows she has something special within her, a glow that can't be copied or replaced. And when a man sees that kind of confidence, he becomes drawn to her like a magnet because she becomes the kind of woman he can't just walk away from. Men are naturally attracted to what they can admire. When a woman is confident, she becomes unforgettable. She doesn't wait for compliments to feel beautiful. She compliments herself with the way she speaks, the way she thinks, the way she believes in her dreams. She has this inner fire that says, whether you stay or go, I will still be fine. And let me tell you something. When a man knows you don't need him, that's when he wants you even more. Confidence sends a message. You are choosing him, not depending on him. And that difference is powerful because any man can find a woman who wants him, but it is rare to find a woman who wants herself first. Confidence also shows in how she sets boundaries. She doesn't allow disrespect, late night excuses, half love, or broken promises. She knows what she deserves, and she isn't afraid to walk away when something doesn't match her worth. A woman who can say no with strength becomes a woman a man can't forget. He knows she can't be played with. He knows she won't settle, and that makes her a prize, not just a partner. It makes him want to show up better, love harder, and treat her with the commitment she deserves. A confident woman inspires a man. She pushes him to grow because he sees her thriving. She encourages without nagging, supports without losing herself, loves without fear. She is a leader in her own life. She builds her happiness instead of waiting for someone to hand it to her. She invests in herself, her mind, her heart, her peace. She may cry, she may struggle, but she always rises again. And that resilience makes her shine even brighter. Men become addicted to women who know who they are because confidence isn't sexy just to the eyes, it's sexy to the soul. When you love yourself fully, you teach him how to love you too. And that is the real power of feminine confidence. It makes a man value you, cherish you, and chase you not because you asked him to, but because he can't help himself. Emotional connection is the heartbeat of a relationship. A man may be strong in the outside world, but inside he carries battles, fears, doubts, and pressure that he never speaks about. When he finds a woman who can see beyond his outer toughness and connect with the softness of his heart, he becomes deeply attached to her. There is a kind of safety that every man secretly wants, a place where he can put down his armor and simply be himself without judgment. When a woman offers that comfort, she becomes not just his love, but his peace. And peace is something a man never risks losing. A man can laugh with many, flirt with many, even feel attracted to many, but he only becomes addicted to the one who understands his soul, the woman who listens not to reply, but to feel him, the one who notices when he's quiet, when he's stressed, when he's hurting inside. She doesn't force him to talk, but when he does, she receives his truth with compassion. She sees his vulnerability as strength, not weakness. That emotional closeness builds a bond stronger than physical attraction ever could. Men want to be appreciated. They want to feel respected for their efforts and seen for how hard they try. When a woman says, "I'm proud of you," it hits his heart in a way nothing else can, because out there, the world may challenge him, doubt him, or ignore him, but if the woman he loves believes in him, he feels unstoppable. That belief becomes his fuel, and he becomes attached to the source of that power, her. Emotional support is not about fixing his problems. It's about reminding him he doesn't have to face them alone. Sometimes he doesn't need advice. He just needs a warm presence, a gentle voice, a hug that says, "You're safe here." When he feels that safety, he opens up more. A woman who knows how to love a man emotionally understands timing, when to talk, when to listen, when to simply hold him close. She doesn't shout during conflict. She communicates with calm strength. She doesn't embarrass him, insult him, or compare him. Instead, she builds him, praises him, and motivates him to be better because she sees the greatness inside him even when he doesn't. And when a man realizes that this woman sees the parts of him nobody else cares to see, he becomes loyal. He becomes protective. He becomes devoted. He starts thinking about her when he wakes up and misses her when he sleeps. Because emotional connection is not something you find every day. It is rare, powerful, and deeply addictive. A man can find beauty anywhere, but he protects the woman who touches his heart. And that emotional intimacy becomes the glue that keeps him holding tight even when life tries to pull him away. Mystery is one of the most powerful feminine secrets because it keeps a man curious, excited, and always wanting more. When a woman has mystery, she doesn't reveal everything about herself all at once. She lets a man discover her slowly, like turning pages in a fascinating book. Every time he thinks he knows her completely, she surprises him with a new dream, a new talent, a new layer of her personality. And that keeps him hooked because a man becomes addicted to what he cannot fully predict. Mystery turns a relationship into an adventure, and men love an adventure they can't finish too quickly. A mysterious woman doesn't live her whole life on display. She doesn't tell every detail of her personal world for attention. She has a private life, private thoughts, private goals. She doesn't seek validation through oversharing. She knows that her silence can be just as powerful as her words. There's a confidence in how she protects parts of her heart, allowing only those who earn her trust to enter. And when a man feels that he is chosen to know her deeper self, he values her more because not everyone gets that privilege. Mystery doesn't mean playing games or being cold. It means having depth. It means being unpredictable in the best way. One day you're playful and laughing. The next day you're passionate and focused. One moment you challenge him intellectually. The next moment you melt into his arms. You make him wonder what else is inside this amazing woman. And when a man wonders, he stays. He keeps exploring, keeps trying, keeps chasing, because the curiosity becomes a craving. A woman with mystery never loses herself in the process of loving someone. She keeps her own hobbies, her own dreams, her own circle of life outside the relationship. She remains interesting because she continues to grow. A man becomes addicted to a woman who evolves, who keeps becoming a better version of herself. When you stay the same, things get boring. When you keep leveling up, he becomes afraid that if he doesn't step up, someone else might come along and appreciate the incredible woman you are becoming. Mystery is also in the way she speaks. She doesn't always give a quick answer. She lets him think, lets him wonder, lets him work for clarity. She knows when to be open and when to let silence speak. She doesn't chase after explanations or beg for attention. She allows the man to come closer on his own. And that space she creates becomes a powerful attraction. When you leave a little bit of unknown in love, you give him a reason to stay fascinated. You become the woman he can't stop thinking about, the one he tries to understand, but never fully can. And that is what makes him addicted, the excitement of discovery, the thrill of the unknown, and the desire to keep learning the depths of the woman he loves more each day. Genuine admiration is a powerful force because every man, no matter how strong he looks or how confident he appears, wants to feel valued by the woman he loves. Men thrive on appreciation. They want to know their efforts matter, their presence is noticed, and their contributions are respected. When a woman admires a man sincerely, not for what he owns, but for who he is at his core, she becomes the person he never wants to lose. Her admiration becomes his motivation, her encouragement becomes his strength, and her belief becomes his greatest fuel. A man spends his life fighting challenges that he rarely admits to anyone. He carries responsibilities, expectations, and pressure on his shoulders every single day. The world expects him to be strong, to provide, to solve every problem. But deep inside, he's just hoping someone will say, "I see what you do, and I appreciate it." When that voice comes from the woman he loves, it hits a special part of his heart that nobody else can reach. Her admiration doesn't just make him happy, it makes him better. He wants to rise, not just for himself, but for her. A woman who admires a man doesn't flatter him with empty words. She notices the little things, the way he wakes up every morning and tries again, the sacrifices he makes silently, the effort he puts into protecting and supporting the relationship. She honors his masculinity not by losing herself, but by recognizing his strengths and celebrating them. When she says, "I'm proud of you," he feels like he can conquer the world. That one sentence can build a man more than any other reward ever could. Men are drawn to women who make them feel respected. When a woman speaks life into a man instead of tearing him down, she becomes his peace. When she appreciates his drive rather than criticizing his pace, she becomes his favorite place to go. A man may be surrounded by people who doubt him, but when his woman believes in him, he feels unstoppable. That admiration becomes addictive because she sees the king in him, even when he feels like a soldier. It's easy to admire a man when everything is perfect. The real magic happens when she admires him through the struggle, when she says, "I know you can do it," before he even knows it himself. That kind of love gives him courage. That kind of woman becomes unforgettable. When she celebrates his victories, big or small, he associates success with her presence. And eventually, he doesn't just want to win, he wants to win with her by his side. A man who feels admired becomes more loving, more loyal, more emotionally open. He wants to give more because he feels safe giving it to her. When she believes in him, he becomes the greatest version of himself. And that's the beauty of feminine admiration. It doesn't just make a man love you, it makes him addicted to the way he feels when he's with you. Because every man wants a woman who doesn't just love him, but looks at him like he is capable of conquering anything. Softness with standards is one of the most irresistible feminine powers a woman can possess. Softness is not weakness, it is grace, calm, kindness, and emotional warmth. It is the ability to show love without fear, to care without controlling, to support without losing your strength. When a woman embraces her softness, she brings a kind of comfort that a man cannot find anywhere else. But what makes that softness truly powerful is when it comes with standards. Standards are what protect your heart while your softness invites love in. Together, they make a woman unforgettable. A woman with softness speaks with love, not anger. She expresses her feelings with honesty, not aggression. She listens, she understands, she treats people with respect. A man becomes attached to that softness because it feels like home. He knows that when the world is loud, she will be his calm. When everything is difficult, she will be his peace. But here's the important part: that softness doesn't mean she allows disrespect, broken promises, or half-effort behavior. Her standards stand tall. She knows what she deserves, and she refuses to accept less. A soft woman who has boundaries becomes a woman a man cannot play with. She can love deeply, but she will also walk away if she is not valued. She can forgive, but she will not be fooled twice. Her standards remind him that love is a privilege, not a free pass. He must earn her heart, protect her trust, and honor her presence in his life. When he realizes that she is gentle by choice and strong by nature, he respects her more than any other woman he has ever known. Softness with standards means she nurtures the relationship, but she doesn't carry it alone. She allows him to lead at times, but she leads too when needed. She is not afraid to speak up. She knows when something isn't right. She addresses it with maturity. She doesn't scream for attention. She commands it through her self-respect. Her softness invites love, but her standards filter out the wrong kind of love. Men love a challenge, but not a headache. They love a woman who is loving, compassionate, and sweet, but who also has a backbone. A man becomes addicted to a woman who can hold his hand with tenderness and hold her ground with strength. She doesn't lower